There is a rock in the Mediterranean Sea. Just a rock, rising from the water. No sign, no fence, nothing to tell you why it matters. But people have been coming here for thousands of years. Some come to take photos, some come to swim, and some just come to stand here and feel something they can't explain. The old story says this is where Aphrodite was born, the Greek goddess of love and beauty, rising from the ocean foam, right here on this very shore. You might not believe that. That's okay. But the moment you see this place, you'll understand why someone, a very long time ago, decided it had to be true. It sits in Asia, but it's part of the European Union. It speaks Greek and Turkish, but almost everyone here also speaks English. And it carries the history of so many great civilizations: Greeks, Romans, Byzantines, Ottomans, and the British, all in one small island. It's the third largest island in the Mediterranean. About 1 million people call it home, and it gets over 300 days of sunshine every single year. Most people think of Cyprus as a beach holiday: sun, sand, and warm blue water. And yes, it has all of that. But there is so much more hiding beneath the surface. A city that was abandoned overnight and never came back. A capital city cut in half by a border. Ancient theatres built on clifftops above the sea. Mountain villages so quiet and so beautiful, they feel like they belong to another world entirely. Today, we're going to see all of it, traveling from west to east, south to north, and discovering what Cyprus really is. Our journey begins in the west. This is where the story of Cyprus starts, and where some of its most dramatic scenery waits. You're driving along the coastal road when it happens. One moment, dry land and scrubby bushes. Then a small lay-by appears. You pull over, you look left, and there it is, Petra to Romiou, the rock of Aphrodite. It's not the biggest rock you've ever seen, but size isn't what makes this place special. It's the light, the way the sea moves around the stones, the exact shade of blue the water turns when the sun starts to set. Come here at sunrise and you'll likely have the whole beach to yourself. The rocks cast long shadows across the water. The waves catch the early light. Everything glows. It's easy to understand why the ancient Greeks believed their gods lived near places like this. Less than 30 minutes up the coast, Paphos tells a completely different kind of story. This city is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it earns that title. Walking along its harbour, you'll find cafes and fishing boats and an old Byzantine fortress, all sitting comfortably side by side. Past and present together. But the two most amazing things in Paphos aren't above ground. They're below it. First, the tombs of the kings. These massive burial chambers were carved straight into the rock during the Hellenistic period. Despite the grand name, no actual kings were buried here. But the scale of the place, the columns, the underground courtyards, the sheer effort it took to build all of this, tells you how important this city once was. Then there are the mosaics. Roman floor mosaics, tucked under protective shelters near the harbour, showing scenes from Greek mythology. Dionysus, Theseus, Poseidon. The colours are still vivid. The details are still sharp. These floors are nearly 2,000 years old. And they look almost brand new. Standing above them, it feels less like looking at ruins and more like receiving a message from the past. Look at what we built. Look at how beautiful this place was. Further north, the landscape changes completely. Avakas Gorge is a narrow canyon carved through limestone hills near the wild Akamas coast. In some places, the walls come so close together that you can almost touch both sides at once. Light falls in thin lines from above. The air cools quickly. Outside sounds disappear. It's the kind of walk that reminds you, this is why people travel. The Akamas Peninsula is one of the last truly wild places on Cyprus. It's a protected nature reserve. No big hotels, no crowds, just untouched coastline and nature that has been quietly doing its thing for thousands of years. Hidden inside it is the Blue Lagoon. And here's the thing about travel photos. They often make places look better than they really are. Not here. The Blue Lagoon looks even more stunning in real life. The water is so clear and so brilliantly blue that it almost doesn't look real. Most visitors arrive by boat from the small harbour town of Lachi. The journey takes a little effort, but that's exactly the point. The effort is what keeps this place beautiful. Moving to the south coast, the feeling shifts again. This is where the Roman Empire left its biggest mark on Cyprus. Kourion sits on top of a cliff, and that position, high above the Mediterranean, makes it one of the most impressive ancient sites you'll find anywhere in this part of the world. The city was founded thousands of years ago and grew into an important Roman center. Today, its colonnaded streets, mosaic floors, and public bathhouses still survive, spread across an open plateau with sea views in almost every direction. The highlight is the theatre, a semicircular Roman amphitheatre carved right into the hillside with the open ocean stretching out behind the stage. Imagine watching a performance here 2,000 years ago. The actors in front of you, the Mediterranean behind them. Even now, half ruined and empty, it stops you in your tracks. About 20 kilometers east, Cyprus shows you what it looks like today. Limassol is the island's second largest city and its most modern. Luxury yachts in the marina, glass towers catching the sunlight, rooftop restaurants that could sit comfortably in any major European city. But walk just 10 minutes away from the waterfront and the city softens. Narrow streets appear, small family tavernas, and in the middle of an otherwise ordinary neighborhood, a medieval castle. Limassol has managed to grow and modernize without losing what it used to be. That's harder than it sounds, and it makes the city more interesting because of it. Here's something most Cyprus visitors never discover. The island has mountains. Ask a typical tourist about the Troodos range, and you'll often get a blank look. The beaches pull people in and keep them there. But inland, away from the coast, something wonderful is waiting. Mount Olympus is the highest point on the island, nearly 2,000 meters above sea level. In summer, hiking trails wind through pine forests and along wide ridgelines. And from the top, on a clear day, you can see forests, valleys, and the distant Mediterranean coastline all at once. It's one of those views that quietly changes your understanding of the island. Cyprus is bigger than I thought, more varied than I expected. Deeper into the mountains, past forests and winding roads that reveal a new surprise around every bend, lies the Kykkos Monastery. This is the wealthiest monastery on the island, and from the moment you step through its gates, that becomes very clear. Golden icons shimmer. Detailed Byzantine frescoes cover entire walls and ceilings. Mosaic courtyards catch the afternoon light. At the heart of the monastery, protected behind special coverings, sits an icon of the Virgin Mary. According to tradition passed down across many centuries, it was painted by the Apostle Luke himself. Whatever your beliefs, the atmosphere here is hard to shake. The mountain air, the forest silence all around, the feeling that this place operates on a different clock from the rest of the world. Imagine a small, sun-warmed island sitting right in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea, surrounded by sparkling blue water, ancient ruins, and the smell of something absolutely delicious cooking nearby. That island is Cyprus. And today, we're going to discover what makes it one of the most fascinating places on Earth. Let's start with food. Because in Cyprus, food is not just something you eat, it's a way of life. The most famous food from this island is something called Halloumi, a salty, chewy cheese that you can grill or fry until it turns golden. People eat it for breakfast, lunch, and even as a snack. Cyprus loves its halloumi so much that it ships it to countries all around the world. Then there's souvlaki, small, juicy pieces of grilled meat tucked inside warm, soft pita bread. And if you ever visit a Cypriot family on a Sunday, you might be lucky enough to taste Kleftiko. Tender lamb that has been slow cooked for hours until it just melts in your mouth. And for dessert, loukoumades, tiny little donuts drizzled with golden honey. Yes, Cyprus knows how to eat. But food is just one part of the story. The people of Cyprus, known as Cypriots, are warm, welcoming, and deeply connected to their traditions. Most of the island speaks Greek, while the northern part speaks Turkish. Family is at the heart of Cypriot life. Sundays are meant for long meals, laughter, and being together. Music fills the air at celebrations, and traditional dances, like the Souvlaki, bring everyone onto the dance floor. There's even a special word in Cypriot culture, philoxenia, which means love of strangers. It tells you everything you need to know about how guests are treated here. Now, Cyprus isn't a very large island. It's about the size of a medium-sized city when you look at its land. About 1.3 million people call it home. The capital city is Nicosia, a busy and modern city that also holds thousands of years of history within its old stone walls. Other cities like Limassol, Larnaca, and Paphos attract visitors from all over the world. Cyprus is more than just an island. It's a place where ancient myths meet golden coastlines, where mountain villages hide stories that stretch back thousands of years. And where a single meal can feel like a celebration. From the sparkling waters of Petra to Romiou, to the cobbled streets of Pano Lefkara, from the warmth of a Cypriot family's Sunday table to the silence of the Troodos mountains. This small island carries something truly extraordinary within it. Small in size, infinite in heart. Cyprus stays with you long after you've left its shores.